What's up, people? Hope you're all well. A band that goes by the name of Ice Sealed Eyes has a new song called Acid Tears, and I've been keeping my ice sealed eyes peeled for, sorry, just a shit joke. They have a new song called Acid Tears. I've been keeping my eye on this band for a while now. Their last album, Alter, was a solid album. However, there is moments of absolute S tier. Don't know what the word is. You know what I'm trying to say. I left a gap in the sentence. Fill it with whatever you want. Alright. Ice Sealed Eyes. New song. Kind of in the Sleep Token ballpark from what I have heard. Highly recommend their song Winter. Highly recommend their song Inner Wings. There's a trio of songs at the end of Alter that is S tier. So they're very capable. A very capable band. Let's see what the new era sounds like. Let's go. 75.6% of you are not subscribed. Come on now. Let's hear it, Bev. We got a music video. I don't think I've seen these guys in a music video before. Low and slow. Extended intro, very much so about the vibe as opposed to like coherent note choices. Just a big fucking wall of sound. Not the most appealing thing musically. It's almost like Atlas. That's a fucking interesting groove. This is heavy, man. They're very capable of like S-tier beautiful moments. Not quite landing just yet in that department, but Jesus, they're really knocking it out of the park with the fucking low-end heaviness. It's very distorted. Okay. Are they gonna go again? No. I think we're finished. Okay. I don't think I've ever seen the band before. Hello, gentlemen. I feel very judged right now. Stop looking at me. This is awkward. There he is. Okay. Interesting. This is definitely one of those bands that I rank quite highly in terms of modern metal adjacent bands that have a bit of hype behind them, but they're still most certainly, I guess, somewhat beyond the local circuit, but they're not like near the stratosphere, you know? They've not really got crazy push behind them, but it looks like they're obviously making an effort with the music video. I know they've had music videos in the past I can see here, but I think this is one of the first ones where they're like fully, you know, doing the whole cool musician thing in the band, and there's all the cool camera shots and angles. It's the first I've seen from them anyway, that I remember off the top of my head. They had visualizers for some of the songs off of the previous album, but they definitely have the juxtaposition of a modern, like, alternative metal band where they go violently heavy, like we heard in this song, and they can really, really go the polar opposite with some absolutely beautiful moments. Inner Wings has one of those moments. Winter has one of those moments. There's a couple of those moments sprinkled throughout that Alter album that is essentially why I'm checking this out right now today, because there was enough sprinkles of that within that album to make me think, holy shit, when these boys lock in and they have their little moments, they have so much damn potential. There was moments of it in this, but what I have enjoyed these guys for in the past is the more ethereal, beautiful, like epic moments like I just described in those two songs. They kind of lean into that towards the end here, but this was more of an ass beater and maybe a kind of like statement that we're back. But unfortunately, it sounded a little bit like alt and, you know, Atlas at times, which just intrinsically makes them feel a little bit yet less unique. Some fun riffs in there, really, really heavy grooves. I don't think the YouTube mixes help this at all. I don't want to be the mix guy who just like harps on like mixes and really goes in on like finite details when it comes to mixing, because I'm not a mixing engineer and I'm not going to pretend that I know exactly like, oh, well, this level was set here and they should have done this and this side chaining is all, like, no. But just from someone who sits in this exact position with these exact headphones on and listens to all the music that I have been listening to over the past couple of years, I have like a very steady, what's the word I'm looking for? Not fail safe, but like my system hasn't changed. It's consistent. So I'm just comparing mixes on the exact same system for the past couple of years, exact same headphones, exact same setup. And I can tell when something's just not really landing properly in my ears. That could just be a me thing, but the way I'm sitting, it's just, it was the exact same problem I had with the last album, where it's like the heavy moments start like almost clipping and just getting really distorted, where it's fine because it gives it like a raw feel and it doesn't feel like over processed, I guess, because it feels a little bit human that they're like blowing the mix out. But it does start to like feel like it loses a lot of texture. Like the notes become a little bit blurry and it all starts to bleed together a little bit and it gets quite muddy, I think is the main thing. Maybe it's a YouTube thing. I will listen on Spotify with lossless, where it's obviously going to be a little bit sharper and I'll be able to hear the details a little bit more. It's not enough to like take away from the song. I think the song is solid. I think they have better songs in their discography, but it's an interesting return back. I think they're just like one moment or song like Winter that just like gets in front of the right audience, away from being a really like talked about band, because they do have pretty much everything that most of these big modern heavy bands have. It's just about getting it in front of the right people at the right time. So I think if they keep grinding away, they will be one of these bands that's very, very popular. They have it all really. And now they're obviously showing off the aesthetic a little bit more visually, so that'll help, I'm sure. But a solid song. Nothing to like write home about in my opinion. I don't like instantly remember any of the riffs, melodies, nothing that like really pulled me in. I think the production choices were interesting in moments. I'll obviously have to listen to it again. I just think that it was a little bit wall of soundy at times, where I kind of was a little bit unsure of what ground I was standing on, because it was all just very, very in your face. So a couple more listens, maybe I'll change my mind slightly, but a solid song. Not a bad song by any stretch. That was Ice Sealed Eyes, Acid Tears. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Cheers. And also, if you enjoy what I'm doing here and you want me to continue doing this as independently as possible, then the best way to support me doing so is via my Patreon. Patreon.com/DrewFortune. All the links will be in the description. Any help is much appreciated. Love yous. Cheers.